Right, hello and welcome back. So going to be giving it another go. I've actually looked at a couple of little walkthroughs online for this. We're going to see how we go here. Ooh. Oh, he's gone straight for me. Great. Ooh, nice. And I'll be honest with you, they always make it look a ton easier in the little walkthroughs you see of people playing this. I'll give you that much. I do wonder sometimes how many times they'll like... how many times they must do it to do it perfectly like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to let myself die here. This has gone badly. So, oh, that's a new one. Right. So apparently, when he does the little tentacle thrusting towards you, you can parry it. When he does that rush attack there, supposedly it's meant to... what's it? It will supposedly give you a prompt to evade, which it didn't then for whatever reason. Yeah, this is the one. No, it didn't. Okay, and now he's got me stuck. Right, great. So we're trying to avoid being stuck by him. But yeah, we can apparently, parry that attack. To dodge that one, we just need to duck. But if we're up here, we can basically just go nuts. And my idea of being up here is actually a pretty good one. And just, mag dumping on him. Right, before he does his little hail of bullets on me. And it's not letting me run past. Come on, there we go. I've just kind of got to keep an eye on him. See what attacks he's doing. I would like to at some point I need to parry there, not duck. That's the one where we need to duck. Right. So we've got him to the point where we can knife him once. That will happen at least 3 times. The 3rd time we kill him. So what that basically means is you would have probably predicted is that we are, ow. We're about a 1/3 of the way through the fight, a bit more now. So probably about halfway at this point. We'll use this opportunity to grab some supplies. Some red herbs, very nice. And he's just going to walk towards us here. What's he doing there? Oh, he's just slashing, okay. We've got enough to mag dump on him twice here with the SMG. That's not going to hit us because we're up here. This won't hit us. And it gives us a chance to use a different gun. Right. Get a few more mag dumps. Ow. It looks like he's about to do that spray attack, and we have... Yeah, no means of getting out of the way other than dodging there. Well, other than ducking, I mean to say. I'll stop right in front of us here. We're about 2/3 through. It's not letting me move. Thank you. Because you can't drop down from objects on this unless you have a literal prompt to do so. So we can't just like walk off the side of the stairs there. Ah. So we're actually getting a lot closer than we think. Like that right there is probably 3/4 of the way through the fight. So using that table is a very good idea. If I can get a bit better at the parrying and stuff, we might be getting somewhere with it. And of course, all of that we didn't even use our pistol, which is our most upgraded weapon at the moment.
You're the one in for a world. There is no escape.
Right. Maybe if it gives us some more medkits this time, we might be getting somewhere. We're seeing that weak spot is a good sign. Now we could knife him here, but we're going to get a few attacks in first. And we should remember to do that. Ow. Weird. We probably won't be able to get all of these here, but we can at least get a few. Ow. Okay, so that's something as well. When he's doing that attack, if we're at the sides there, it only glances us. If we're in the very centre, we'll be given the opportunity to dodge using our grappling gun. Which, if you time it correctly, will actually probably a good time to use the handgun here. Actually, is at sort of range-ish, but not crazy range. Whenever we see him do a downward attack, he's going to do that. So, though I'll be honest, the prompt for evading is too slow on that. I think it comes too late. But if you see him actually doing the downward attack. And this also, when he does this, gives us a brilliant opportunity to get him with a shotgun. So as we know, it's difficult to get him in close range. Unfortunately there, he went for that attack while he was a little bit too high up the stairs for us there. But thankfully we've got a few heals. If you want to do that, pal, you can. And we want to, as soon as he does that, we want to really get out of the way, because he tends to follow it up with one of those thrusting attacks. We need to get behind something. We only took a glance on that. If it were a major hit, we'd have lost probably about twice as much health then. Electric hits in there just for good measure. And he's trying to block the way again. We need to keep an eye on him, because yeah, he likes to. I think he's going to do the bullet attack again. Gives us an excellent opportunity. So he's not affected by flashbangs, now we know. I wasn't sure actually, I was just kind of hoping he would be. Looks like it's the bullet attack again. We got more heals. We've got some more heals. Sod it, we'll use that. Is that it? Hey! Still an annoying boss fight. Not as bad as the Ramon fight in the main story, which was honestly one of the most obnoxious boss fights I've ever had to do in recent years. But again, the boss fights in Resident Evil have never really been their strong point.
Control, come in. I have the package. This is gonna be hard to explain at customs.
Well done, Ada. Evacuate immediately.
Understood.
Someone is coming to pick you up.
Uh-oh.
I trust everything is fine on your end, too. Yeah.
Right.
Ada!
Because of course, as we know in the main game, she doesn't beat Lord Sadler. He turns into a giant monster thingy. And we have a Leon versus Tentaclezilla fight here, don't we? Right.
Sadler!
Right.
You have forsaken only body.
It's the final form of the final definite final boss.
To become one with
Or at least the first stage of the boss.
Absolution.
Not long until the bombs on this island start popping off.
Right.
Time to wrap things up.
Still giving us money at this point, not that there's many opportunities to use it here. Right.
Just what I was looking for.
Red Warhead. Okay. Last line of defense. Leon still hasn't been dealt with. I have set up camp beside the ruins so I can lure him to finish things off once and for all. Security at the loading docks has also been put on high alert in case he bypasses the area, and a rocket launcher team has been deployed. The custom red warheads are also on standby. But the rookie isn't the only reason I'm improving our defense capabilities. Some group is drawing close to the island to steal the holy body, and I'm pretty sure I know who. Without these warheads, I'm going to have a hard time of getting rid of these intruders. And again, even with them. Right. Let's go.
I need to hurry.
Oh, we've got a time and everything now. Oh. Oh, SMG, get it out. There we go. Not good. Just be dead. There we go. 4 minutes. There we go. And got him. Honestly, for having to really rush through here, which, you know, we are, we should probably have a load of shotgun shells, to be fair. Can we make some? How much have we got? Oh, we've got like 26. Yeah, we can make a fair few. And we got some bonus. Nice.
Here we go.
That's not good. Just die.
I don't have much time.
And 3.5 minutes. Hello. Oh dear. Yeah, we're right with the shotgun shells. Right. Right. Hello. Two minutes and 45 seconds. Doing pretty good for time considering. Right. Here we are.
Oh, deja vu.
I'm getting sick of your shit.
Time to end this. Hold on, Leo.
Right, what have we got? Thank you for purchasing our warheads. Thank you for your order, Major Krauser. We are humbled you chose to do business with us. It is an honor to supply you with our arms. To briefly explain their features, the warheads you requested are hardened to pierce heavily armored targets. They are painted red to make them easy to identify among similar munitions. Not only can they penetrate tank armor and pillboxes, but the explosively formed penetrator jet can even perforate a battleship's vehicle. Right, of course, yes, because, you know, that's how these work apparently, even though, I mean, we don't use battleships anymore, but yeah, we're talking like several 100mm of armor, usually in that case. You know, it takes like a 200 and some millimeter shell usually to do that, like an armor piercing one and all of that. They are somewhat overpowered, so it is fair to say that there is not a single combat vehicle that can withstand these warheads. We are in no position to ask you how you will use these weapons, and it is none of our business, but there is no target that would require the immense destructive power they possess. Please use with caution. Newman Arms Corporation. Okay. Ammo, and ooh, more. Our reward for being fast. Here we go. There's going to be a whole thing here, ain't there? Go! That hurt a hell of a lot.
I can still make it.
That guy's just literally got a laser painted on my skull, hasn't he?
I wasn't afraid of that.
Crying out loud. That's what he's been aiming at me this entire sodding time. Another bloody RPG. And he's reloaded it. Great. Right, we've got to do something about this prick up here, haven't we? But this is the problem. He's doing that, but we've got this crap to deal with. Just die. God damn. Shotgun shells, thank you. Good job we were fairly fast in that first section, because we have not been particularly quick in this section. Just under 50 seconds. Have we made it? Hello.
Leon needs help. Hurry.
I'm on it.
Away we go. Apparently we need to get really close to make that shot. Oh yeah, he does it, doesn't he?
I'll give you a holy body.
And there we go. Yeah, now we just have to avoid exploding on the way out and we're good. Uh-oh.
hell are you doing?
Nothing personal, Leon. Luis and I had an arrangement. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. Bride's here. You coming?
I think we both know this is where we go our separate ways.
I see.
When you think about it, she knows the place is about to go boom.
Better get a move on.
And she has... Oh, alright, there we go. She's given him...
Cute.
It's been a while since I've seen ending there. Early in the year. I was going to say, she...
Next time, Leon.
But even then, still, it's like, yeah, you're assuming he can leg it all the way to the other side of the facility with Ashley and not get exploded in the imminent explosion. You're just like, yeah, go get the jet ski. It's like, no, you should have insisted on him taking the helicopter. Like,
Patch me through. I've obtained the amber.
Excellent.
Just one question. What are you planning to do with this?
I do not pay you to ask questions. All you need to know is a new dawn is breaking. 100 will give their lives so that just one may live. I am expediting that change.
So, we're talking millions of casualties.
Billions.
How ambitious. We're changing course now.
File's just there like, yeah, I'm not paid enough to ask questions to a gun. Right, and there we go. We've finished it. Separate Ways complete. All of Resident Evil 4 complete. Not 100%, but you know, good enough. Right. And I've got to say again, it's I think definitely Resident Evil, like just as a series, like the older ones especially were more prevalent with this. There's definitely issues, and I would say that they're mostly with the bosses, if I were going to point anything out. The boss design, as you'll have probably figured out from my complaints during every boss fight, except which one were that I thought were really quite good. The giant fight was actually really solid. I really liked that. Yeah, because you've been round that area a few times by then, and just seeing it all getting ripped apart by the giant, and having to be like, oh, how do I need to navigate around here, around where the giant's going, and all the people coming in, and it's just slowly getting absolutely destroyed. And just, again, just showcase like all the destruction tech that's on display there, and really good, genuinely good boss fight. A lot of, like, basically every other boss fight was absolutely just a shit show, but I've never really been particularly impressed with their boss fights on Resident Evil. They've gotten a lot better more recently. The more recent ones, I would say, are better. As ridiculous and far-fetched as they can get, but honestly, I think a lot of their boss fights are like that anyway. So, I remember in Resident Evil 8, I've heard people like complain that the fight versus, what would we call, like Heisinger or Hellinger or something, where you're basically in like a weird robot tank thing and you're having a fight. It was really cool, and I really liked that boss, as daft as it was, because The ones I hate are the ones like the Ramon fight in the main story, or the Sadler one there, where it's just like, hey, it's a boss who has a bunch of like the way that they can chain stun you and practically insta kill you, and you're kind of reliant on a bunch of barrels around the environment on what stuff you're going into the, you know, on what you're gonna get with the boss fight as to how many heals you're on. Because I think they don't seem to take into account that, yeah, on the harder difficulties you might have like 1 or 2 heals on your tops, so giving the bosses attacks that practically insta kill you, you know, reduce you to like a single point of health, so you're constantly having to heal for slight mistakes is a bit much. The rest of the game though, absolutely solid. I will still to this day say that shooting an enemy in the head only to have them then grow another more dangerous head that has extra limbs on that attacks you is always BS. I will never say it isn't. And the same goes for, God, them ones that you have to shoot the vital points with the scanner scope. And then they go and make it so you can only put it round a... oh, I got a B, same as the main story. But yeah, then you've got to, you know, kill them around the corners, they jump scare you, basically. And in addition to that, you've got the, what's it? You can only put it onto a bolt-action rifle. It's like, what? I mean, I guess you could get it on the semi-auto, what's it, that Stingray rifle, I'm assuming you can probably put it on there. But, yeah, it's just, it's a bit much, that. It's also funny that I was told this was I looked this up beforehand, it says it's a 3.5 hour playtime. I'm assuming that the games journalist that put that on the website probably did it on easy mode and did none of the side stuff. Just went through without dying with all the heals ever. It's like, yeah, you know you're playing the game correctly when you never have to do any proper inventory management because you never fill up your suitcase due to constantly running out of ammo for everything because you're on the harder difficulty. That's when you know you're playing the game properly. But yeah, feelings generally similar to what I would say on main game, just reiterating things that I said at the end of that. Really good, solid game. The story always, as always with these things, makes about as much sense as a box of frogs, you know. Like, they inject themselves with something and turn into a giant tentacle monster. It's like, there wasn't enough material there to create that. Like, no matter how you look at it, that could not happen. I mean, it's far-fetched even for, like, science fiction. It's like, no, there's not enough actual biological material to suddenly create a giant monster like that. Unless it's like, well, rapid cellular growth or something, then it would need energy. You know, there'd have to be just like downing monster energy drinks or something like a madman to get enough energy to actually tremendously grow that quick. You know, you'd have to just, I don't know, you'd have to hook up like a power plant to them to create that much energy for rapid cellular growth like that. It always has been ridiculous, the story and the bosses and how it all comes together like that. But the gameplay has always been absolutely spot on. Minus the the odd enemy just sprouting tentacles from their noggin. I've never liked that mechanic. I think it's a bit ridiculous. It's like, okay, you're punishing people for headshotting now. Okay. But I kind of get that at the same time. It's like, yeah, but you know, you can only have so many zombies until you're kind of out of enemy variety, I guess. But you know, I mean, Left 4 Dead managed it though, so maybe they should take leaf out there. But but I can still definitely see how this led to Dead Space. Definitely can. What have we got as well? Chapter results here. And we've got a dress costume undercover We've got Louise costumes, Wesker suits. I'm assuming this is probably all for um we can see results for all the chapters as well as the ones we wait, 6 I think we forgot to look at, or 5. Well, there we go. I'll just slowly go through them as I just chat here at the end, and then we'll round it all up. We'll round it all off and that. But yeah, I think that's always been the case. It's I can definitely see how everyone who, like all the developers who played this over at Visceral, just suddenly went, okay, we have to basically make Dead Space like this now, and shifted away from the System Shock style design they'd got going. I can certainly see that. God, 2 deaths there to 9 there. Then 1 on chapter 3, nice. But yeah, I can certainly see that. I would still give it like a 9 out of 10 rather than a 10, but I could see like at the time it released, given that there was nothing like this before, that it will basically, you know, 11 out of 10, you know, this is the new bar where games like this will have to be judged by. It's, you know, it raised the bar and absolutely blazed a trail and that for everyone. I can definitely see how it did that if this style of game was first pioneered by this, because it's certainly been, even now it's being kind of used as a blueprint for like survival horror stuff. I think it still gets used a fair bit, but not massively. I think it kind of got overtaken by the way that Amnesia started to do things, that saves of games. And we've definitely seen that take off. We see now, some of the best ones have been things like Five Nights at Freddy's, but then stuff like Alien, Alien Isolation was great. And even Resident Evil, it's all come full circle. Like they're trying to be more like Amnesia: Dark Descent, which has got because it's gone for first person, which I think honestly horror works best in first person. The only exception that really kind of bends the rule on that is Dead Space. Like Dead Space is absolutely exceptional, and I love that. I can see my character model. I would not want to play it first person. I think it's best third person. But I genuinely would. I could not imagine, nor would I want to play a first person Dead Space. But Resident Evil 7 and 8 have worked really well with that style, and I think first person is better for horror. But Dead Space, I think it's just the way that it does the UI and interface on your character, and that they pull the camera in so that you still can't quite see behind you till they're right on top of you. Little things like that really make it. It makes it work. That, and you do have to navigate in 0G on Dead Space. It will be very difficult doing that in first person. I think it'd be a bit more cumbersome to do that, you know, to remain aware of your surroundings. So I think they've got reason to stay with that, and I really do hope we see another one of those. But yeah, nice rounding off to Halloween and the week of Halloween or whatever. Oh, we've got an end cutscene.
Control, you're flying off course. Report. This is Control. You're flying off course. Report. The pilot isn't responding.
Sir, the explosions failed to detonate simultaneously. Calculated destruction is well below 50% of the estimates. Most of the island remains intact.
Oh, Ada.
That's the thing she installed on the computer then.
The choppers is still within range, sir. Should we open fire?
No. Her little act of defiance changes nothing. Besides, we have all we need. We continue. As planned.
Is that Sadler's corpse, maybe? It's definitely a corpse of one of them.
Soon, the sun will set on the age of man.
I remember when you fight him in 5 on about like BS bosses. Literally, he's dressed like Neo off of the Matrix. Let's see, when loading separate ways save data from a completed playthrough, you can carry over the data and start a new game. You'll be able to purchase new weapons from a merchant, but you can't receive an S plus rank. Okay, so we've got New Game Plus available. Okay. Overwrite, yes. So that's complete. Lovely. But yeah, I can certainly see how with all this, you know, it's definitely I can see as to why everyone wanted it remade, and it's brilliant and that, and even the DLC there, in spite of the dodgy bosses, like again if we're talking dodgy boss, like that first one with the guy and you're shooting the doubles, and it's like, oh right, so some of them are fake, and then there's the real one that, and it's like, yeah, but the fake ones can hurt you. What? They don't just throw you off, they can actually damage you. Okay, and you made the fight BS. Right, you ruined it. It reminds me very much of the assassin fight in Hunt Showdown. If you've seen any Hunt Showdown, I mean they're doing a Halloween event at the moment, so that's been pretty good. I think it's hit a new player peak as well. That excellent way of how to do that type of boss with the assassin. You literally go into the building and it doesn't just disappear. It turns into like a swarm of cockroaches, scurries along the walls, and then it all reforms. But it will always, it's like programmed to either do it on a wall and then shoot like these bone shards at you, or it reforms behind you and does a backstab attack. And every time it loses a quarter of its health, it creates body doubles of itself, which they can be destroyed instantaneously by shooting them, and they'll just turn into like a pile of cockroaches. But if they get to you, they hurt you, but do a very small amount of damage. But then your screen gets covered with cockroaches going over the top of it, and you have to fight the other body doubles and the real one while that's going over your screen for like 10 seconds. Much better fight. And the fact that it's going all along the walls and around and that, and it's this swarm of insects, and literally it like goes up into rafters and along beams and stuff in buildings and between like doorways and holes in wall and stuff. Absolutely ridiculous. Really good way of doing that style of fight. There's a lot of games that I could probably point to where I'd be like, this is a better way of doing that type of fight. That's a better... The thing that I would always hold as a gold standard, which is kind of why it's weird that Capcom with Resident Evil, they're kind of tripping up on these boss fights over and over again. I mean, they make them certainly spectacular looking, but gameplay-wise, they're lacking. Because they do Monster Hunter. And Monster Hunter is like the absolute gold tier standard of how to do a boss fight. Because it's nothing but boss fights, and they're all goddamn amazing. So it's just weird that there's still this sticking point with it. But I would still, to this day, though, say that I prefer Dead Space. I feel like Dead Space is a refined version of the old style of Resident Evil. It's definitely like it's Resident Evil having reached its final form with the dismemberment and stuff, and it manages to create diverse enemies without just having, you know, kind of rework what is, you know, a zombie without them just resorting to a giant tentacle monster. There are a few of those in it, but for the most part, you know, you're seeing a good amount of variety with the enemies in Dead Space, and just little things as well, like you can buy medkits and ammo at the shop, not just weapon upgrades, so that you can't accidentally soft lock your game by having used a little too much ammo on the way to the boss, and then you get to the boss and there's like 2 crates worth of handgun ammo that you find and nothing else, and you've got like a green herb and like 30 handgun rounds. Good luck. It it's much harder to have that happen on Dead Space. But yeah, still genuinely great game. Very glad to have played through it. If you enjoyed it, hope you did. More on the channel. If you didn't see my playthrough of the main game, but you've seen this and liked what you've seen, that's available. There's the whole playthrough there. You can even watch through it all as a playlist, which this is a part of. But again, there'll be more on the channel coming up. I believe at the time of this going up, we should be just rounding off Starfield, and we'll be well into Lords of the Fallen if you want to give that a watch. But again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in future videos. I'll see you then.